Some people don't ignore red flags because they don't see them. They ignore them because seeing the truth would mean losing the person they love. Emily saw the signs earlier than she ever admitted. She just didn't realize that every time she chose to stay, the ending moved a little closer. Most people think betrayal begins with a single moment, a message discovered, a lie exposed, a truth impossible to deny. But for Emily, it didn't start that way. It started quietly, with small things that felt easy to explain. A canceled plan, a story that changed slightly each time it was told, a feeling she couldn't fully name, but couldn't completely ignore. Emily noticed the signs. She just didn't call them warnings. Because when you love someone, doubt feels like betrayal. And believing the best version of a person feels kinder than accepting the truth. Ryan Cole entered her life gently, calmly, the kind of presence that makes trust feel natural instead of earned. So she stayed, not because she didn't see what was happening, but because love made leaving feel harder than pretending everything was still okay. What she didn't realize was that the moment she chose to ignore the first red flag, the ending had already begun. Emily met Ryan Cole on an ordinary evening, the kind of night people forget quickly, except for the moments that quietly change everything. He was attentive, calm, almost carefully calm. The kind of person who listened just a little longer than expected. Even in the beginning. There was a moment she couldn't explain. Nothing wrong. Nothing obvious. Just a feeling that disappeared the second she tried to understand it. She ignored it. Because comfort is easier to trust than instinct. In the beginning, love felt simple. Good morning messages, long conversations past midnight, promises spoken casually but believed completely. Friends said she seemed happier, lighter, more certain about life, and for a while, she was. The first red flag didn't look like danger. It looked like kindness mixed with distance. Ryan canceled dinner at the last minute, apologizing softly, sounding sincere enough to silence doubt. Emily smiled, said she understood, and part of her wished she didn't understand so easily. Weeks passed, and small inconsistencies began appearing. Stories changed slightly, details shifted, explanations arrived before questions were asked. Each time, she noticed. Each time, she convinced herself noticing meant overthinking. Because doubt feels cruel when love still feels real. There's a quiet moment in relationships when truth knocks softly and hope answers instead. Emily chose hope, again and again. One evening, a message appeared on Ryan's phone screen, a name she didn't recognize. He turned the phone over quickly, too quickly. Smiling as if nothing had happened, the message stayed on the screen just long enough for her eyes to catch a single sentence. I missed last night. For a moment, Emily felt nothing. No anger, no shock, just a strange stillness, as if her mind understood something her heart wasn't ready to accept. Ryan turned the phone over quickly, smiling as if nothing had happened, and she realized the distance she had been feeling suddenly had a shape, but she said nothing, because part of her already knew, and part of her still hoped she was wrong. Days became heavier, conversations felt slightly delayed, affection measured, attention divided in ways she could feel but not prove. Nothing dramatic happened, and that made everything harder, because without a clear betrayal, leaving feels irrational. Emily began blaming herself. Maybe she expected too much. Maybe love required patience. Maybe discomfort was normal. The human mind would rather doubt itself than accept loss. One night, Ryan didn't come home. His explanation the next morning sounded calm, reasonable, perfectly structured, too perfect, and perfection sometimes feels more suspicious than mistakes. That was the moment something changed, not in the relationship. Inside her, she realized she had not been protecting love. She had been protecting the illusion of it. Every ignored feeling returned at once, aligning into a truth she had already known for months. The relationship didn't collapse that day. It revealed it had been collapsing slowly, while she kept holding it together alone. Love hadn't blinded her. It had persuaded her to wait longer than her instincts ever wanted to stay. When the truth finally became undeniable, it didn't feel shocking. It felt familiar, like reaching the end of a story you recognized long before the final page. The hardest realization wasn't discovering the betrayal. It was understanding she had already felt it long before proof appeared. The message didn't break the relationship. It only confirmed what silence had been trying to tell her for months. Ryan hadn't suddenly become distant. He had simply stopped choosing her, while she kept choosing patience. And what stayed with Emily wasn't anger, it was clarity. She realized the most important decision she made wasn't leaving after the truth. It was deciding to walk away when she only had a feeling, and nothing she could prove, because waiting for certainty would have meant staying longer in something already ending. Emily didn't leave because she discovered the betrayal. She left because she stopped ignoring herself. And only later did reality catch up with her decision. Sometimes the hardest truth to accept is that no one will choose your peace for you. At some point, your decision has to choose you first. Because in the end, the last choice you make is the one you cannot return from. Last choice. No way back.